In this Arctic wonderland, deep snowdrifts accumulate in the shadows of mountains, providing denning sites for polar bears. In this Arctic wonderland, the polar bear is the world's largest land predator, uniquely adapted for life on land, sea, and ice. They catch seals by waiting for them to surface through the ice, stalking them when sunbathing, and breaking into the birthing chambers in the ice. Polar bears generally remain solitary. They are famous for their poker face, as it is nearly impossible to tell when these mostly gentle giants become agitated. Polar bears can go up to 8 months without eating, surviving off of the fat stores they accumulate eating seal blubber. Polar bears aren't white. Their skin is black and fur transparent, reflecting light that makes it appear white, which camouflages them from their prey and helps keep them warm. Polar bear bodies are streamlined to swim efficiently. Their large, wide paws act as paddles, and their hind paws act as rudders, helping them steer. Also known as northern bear, sea bear, or Nanook in some Inuit languages, polar bears are important figures in the spiritual and cultural life of circumpolar peoples. In 2008, polar bears received endangered species protection. Yet, the federal government still allows heavy oil and gas machinery into the fragile habitat. Buried beneath this American winterland lies an estimated 30 billion barrels of oil and 72 billion barrels of natural gas. Drilling for Arctic oil and gas requires seismic surveys to map the oil deposits underneath. Seismic surveys require convoys of 30-ton thumper trucks equipped with massive off-road tires, along with hundreds of support vehicles and crew members. Thumper trucks can only travel when the ground is frozen solid, which is exactly when polar bears build their dens and give birth. Denning polar bears are extremely sensitive to human activity. Some say that seismic surveys would have little impact on polar bears because the population has already declined largely due to climate change. Besides, drilling for Arctic oil and gas could create tens of thousands of jobs. Drilling the Arctic could reap $1.1 billion in the next 10 years. Drilling could lower gasoline prices and make America the leading source of fossil fuels. But thumper trucks would leave tracks that might remain for decades, like a tattoo on this Arctic land, considered one of the most pristine landscapes in North America. And drilling could alter how water flows, accelerating the thawing of permafrost. Some point out, however, that Arctic predators, such as ravens, fox, and gulls, could thrive in areas around oil fields because of food and trash left behind by humans. And drilling for Arctic oil and gas could bring better oil prices to consumers for all of their oil-based products. In this Arctic land of wonder, polar bears are powerless to save their habitat. They can only suffer the consequences of human actions and watch as their home disappears before their eyes. Who cares for this Arctic land, I wonder?